The motherland is not a cash cow. The motherland, the land of our ancestors, is not governed by the laws of biology, but by those of history. It is born, it grows, or stagnates, but it never dies. It may thrive or remain in a coma for centuries. It can be neglected and subjected to colonization, just as it can be freed from occupation and rejuvenated. As a mother, she bends to the will of her children and endures their abuses in silence, just as she did before those who, having contributed to her liberation, saw her as a minor placed under their guardianship. Her name can be changed to Mazga, Numidia, Ifriqiya, the Regency of Algiers, Aljazair, Algeria. She can be made prosperous or miserable, generous or intolerant. The Algerian motherland, our nurturing land, has always been naturally rich. Nature has blessed her with vast lands, fertile soil, a subsoil teeming with water, mineral, and fossil resources, diverse landscapes, and a long coastline. It is from these riches that we have lived throughout history, though we have not always managed them ourselves. We have not always deserved our motherland. Nature's work was beautiful, but we tarnished it with our own flawed deeds. We drained much of her lifeblood hydrocarbons without giving her equivalent achievements in return. Like other mothers, she has given birth to valiant sons and enlightened men, but also to unworthy children and obscurantist minds. The best among them died trying to liberate her, others misled and impoverished her, and some even took up arms against her. Our motherland has given us life, nurtured us, educated us, and cared for us. What she has done for us, she hopes to do for future generations, our children and descendants. But to achieve this, she needs us, our work, and our ingenuity. Are we willing to step up? A motherland is weakened when it becomes dependent on external forces, when it trades its natural resources for foreign-made products and services, when it loses its elite, when its people are demotivated, when politics, the art of managing the interests of the motherland, is corrupted, when the education system is flawed, and when people focus only on the present rather than the future. Despite her ancient age, our motherland still seems to be in its infancy. From the early Numidian states to independence, her history has been marked by struggles and sacrifices, either to resist occupation or to establish internal order. She has overcome challenges such as colonialism, but has not yet successfully undergone all the transformations necessary for normal growth. To this day, she seems to be stuck in an endless cycle of birth pains, repeatedly starting from scratch at every turning point. Regardless of the names they have borne throughout history, and despite their history being closely tied to that of the Maghreb as a whole, Algerians have traversed the past 2 millennia with an enduring mindset. Historians unanimously recognize certain permanent traits at its core: a deep attachment to freedom, a strong sensitivity to injustice and inequality, and a profound religious sense. While this psychological legacy was enough to bring them into the 21st century, it did not, before November 1st, 1954, enable them to unite. To establish social systems beyond tribal and familial structures, to form a unified state, to build a national army, to develop collective production methods, or to cultivate a higher culture. Despite outwardly displaying the characteristics of a nation, sharing a common territory, psychological traits, religion, and 1 or 2 languages, Algerians have rarely managed to turn these into true unifying factors. They have struggled to transform them into a collective consciousness that generates political institutions and social systems, into common denominators and unified movements. Their natural predispositions have largely remained latent, unrealized potentials, and scattered energies.